Hello and welcome to this video on a common tool, or perhaps ingredient is a better word for it, used when distilling. It is a product called distilling conditioner or defoaming agent. It is a way to make your distilling process less unpredictable, let's say. The basic idea is that distilling conditioner is meant to prevent the wash you are heating and then boiling from bubbling, foaming and contaminating your distillate with parts of the wash, such as unfermented sugars. In short, an anti-foaming agent, as its name suggests. This is a supplement for some people and a replacement for ceramic, steel or other solid boiling enhancers for others. Some see no reason or need for either. Some see only need or reason for one. Hopefully, having seen what this does in this video, you can make an informed decision. The general effect of this product is to better release CO2 and other gases dissolved in the wash. Under normal circumstances, the gases in any liquid will be heated and expand during heating. During distillation, that's exactly what you do to the wash. When this happens, to some extent, you see the same phenomena as you would when boiling water in a pot or kettle. It becomes very turbulent. The gases bubble, and once they reach the surface, the bubbles burst. This creates a very turbulent wash. Turbulence is bad. As the wash churns, roils and boils, the vapor that is full of ethanol gets caught up in it. That leads to the ethanol being at least temporarily reincorporated back into the wash. This has the rather obvious and undesirable effect of retarding or delaying your alcohol separation. By minimizing this effect, you get a much quicker distillation and minimized contamination. This leads to clean, accurate, and more palatable results. You will also avoid the need to do either a second distillation or otherwise process the distillate to remove contamination. Products may vary somewhat, but they generally contain a few common elements. These are a clearing agent of some kind, a product to break the surface tension of the wash, and something to increase the gas release. With that in mind, the way this product works could be compared to nucleation points in a glass with a carbonated beverage. That is, it provides the way to release the gas and minimize the sudden surges of gas bubbles that cause the boil to be churning and roiling like an ocean in a storm. As said, that slows down the distillation process and can lead to a much messier separation of alcohols by vaporization temperature. That in turn will lead to reduced yields of ethanol as a more mixed gradient, let's say. When you mix more of the methanol with ethanol, you obviously can't use that because the methanol is a contaminant that is toxic. Therefore, you have a larger fraction that is undesirable. By getting cleaner separation, you get a much better separation and much lower risk of any kind of methanol contamination. This leads to the first action, and that is surface tension. The surface tension, once you add this product, is about 1/3 of water at 25 degrees Celsius or 77 freedom units. This lowering of surface tension leads to a more easily broken surface tension in the water. The first issue is how the saturated wash then uses this. That is, how much gas can be dissolved in the wash is something also called Henry's Law. By lowering the surface tension, it lets gas escape, and more easily so, largely as a result of surface tension being the pressure of the air and the vapors above the water pushing down against the wash. As the gas bubbles will get bigger, you get them going to the surface sooner. This is made possible by reducing surface tension and allowing the gas within the solution to more immediately try and equilibrate with the atmospheric pressure. When you have this combined nucleation points, the bubbles start occurring, and this bubble formation is called Fourier's law. Eventually, the gas will reach roughly the same as atmospheric gas levels, and these break free and travel to the top of it. Once it is here at the surface of the wash, is where the surface tension becomes very important. They need to be able to break through the surface tension, and by having lowered it below normal surface tension levels of water, you're able to achieve that more easily. This means that you can more easily break off the carbon that's in there, creating carbon dioxide, and more easily lower the gas levels. That means less bubbling once you get the distilling system running at a higher temperature. It's a way of reducing the chaos while initially increasing it. The other role your distilling conditioner plays is to change how soluble substances, and specifically gases, are in your wash. The lack of surface tension and the nature of gases dissolved in a wash like that used for ethanol, or any other alcohol you might wish to distill for that matter, is important, and the less gas you can get dissolved, the better again. Part of this is that surface tension we've mentioned. The lower the surface tension and lower gas pressure outside the wash will allow your gases to escape as the solubility is lower and the gradient between the inside and what was outside atmosphere is bigger. The difference in gradient makes the gases that are dissolved travel from the high concentration in the wash to low concentration outside the wash much quicker. This is the same way when you open a can of carbonated drink or a bottle of carbonated drink. It hisses as the high gas concentration in the drink is suddenly open to the lower concentration in the outside atmosphere, and it rushes out of the drink and bottle, and the contents of the bottle starts to bubble. This is why up and until you open something like a bottle of Coca-Cola with a clear side, there aren't many, if any, bubbles in there. The moment you open the top of the bottle and break the seal, they begin showing up. The final action a distilling conditioner has is as a means of removing suspended solids or other material in the wash. It is a clearing agent similar to egg whites, fish bladders, and bentonite. A common example of this in use is something like propylene glycol. It is generally reacted with something like alginate to produce two effects. The first is that the alginate product combines with or catches the solids and other unfermented sugars in the wash. These will sink to the bottom and therefore fall out of suspension. By combining with propylene glycol, the mixture does not boil, or at least will not boil, until the temperature reaches 187 degrees Celsius or 368 degrees in freedom units. This allows you to keep most of that at the very bottom of the still, where it's not going to get churned up with everything else and create problems for you. It removes the ability to contaminate it anywhere near as readily. Understand that if you add distilling conditioner and don't leave it to act for a time, you won't get that effect. So this is one caveat to it. Simply adding it and then trying to separate out your alcohols right away means you don't get that benefit. You need to allow it some time to act. In a manner of speaking, you can think of distilling conditioner as working exactly the opposite as a head of foam on beer. It reduces the reactivity and streamlines the nucleation of or degassing of the wash. It means that you don't have those volatile elements in there for as long, whereas something like bubbles in the head of a beer allow you to taste and smell it as it more easily separates out of solution and enters your nose and mouth. This does exactly the opposite. You want to avoid that because that way they stay in the distillate and you can enjoy them as part of the distillate, rather than gassing off and no longer being available for enjoyment. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it interesting, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please post any comments, questions, or suggestions you have below.